Okay, so the topic for today is we'll continue with the understanding of valency. Okay, we'll continue the understanding of valency and how can we apply that to all the elements of the periodic table. So, can you see the screen? Okay, so this is the periodic table, and this is the most modern and the most advanced form of periodic table that we have ever produced. So periodic tables are basically used for categorizing elements. Okay, all of the elements that we know that exists is all present in this periodic table. So everything, each and every element that has been discovered till date is there incorporated in this table. Okay, so this table has two parameters which are very important. Okay, so the first parameter is known as the group, group of a periodic table, and the second parameter is known as the period of a periodic table, period. So it's known as group and period of a periodic table. I can't hear anything. 1 second. Okay, so there are two important aspects of periodic table, first being the group and the second being the period. Okay, so what happens is in a group we have all the elements in the vertical columns are known as the groups. So everything that is arranged vertically is known as a group, right? So these all are the groups of a periodic table. So everything in this line belongs to the first group, group number 1, right? Every element in this vertical line belongs to the second group. Similarly, every element in this line belongs to the third group, fourth group. Similarly, it goes to group number 18. So I had told you about group number 18. So group number 18 is known as the noble gases or inert gases or ideal gases. So these are known as noble gases. And why are they called noble gases? The main reason because these are the least reactive gases. Okay, these gases do not react the most. They do not react at all. In fact, there are very limited cases of which these gases react with some other elements. Okay, so these gases are known as noble gases for that reason. And the first aspect that I told you is the group, right? The group of the periodic table is the vertical arrangement of elements. So every vertical column is known as the group. So this first one is known as the first group, second one is known as the second group, third one is known as third group, fourth, fifth, sixth, and it goes on. Okay, so now the other way of denoting the group is you can give a Roman number sign 1 to this one, number 1, Roman number sign 2 to this 2. This is called 1a, 2a. Then we have 3a, 4a, 5a, 6a, 7a, and 8a. So I'll go again with this explanation. So what I was explaining to you is, so this is a periodic table. This has all the elements that has been discovered till now, right? And all these elements are arranged in two different patterns. So first one is the group arrangement of pattern, and second one is the periodic arrangement of pattern. So first one is groups and second one is periods, periods. Okay, so vertical arrangements in the column arrangement. So vertical lines, these are called columns, and these horizontal ones are called the rows. So column arrangement is known as groups. So this is group 1, group 2, group 3, it goes on to group number 18. Then we have periods. Period is the horizontal one. So this one belongs to the first period, this one belongs to the second period, this one belongs to the third period, this one whole thing belongs to the fourth period, and so on. So 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 periods and 18 groups. So there are 18 groups and 7 periods in the periodic table. Okay, so the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is, so you know the group number, right? So group number basically can give us idea about the valency of those elements. So elements in group 1 will always have a valency 1. So every element in this group, so hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, and I don't know these two names, I forgot. So these groups will always have a valency of 1. Okay, all these elements will have a valency of 1. So if I ask you one simple question, okay, will this valency be a positive valency or a negative valency? What will it be? Okay, मैले भने तिमीलाई कि every element of the first group will have valency 1, right? Every element will have valency 1. Now, will the valency be positive 1 or negative 1? Sunena? Positive? Okay, nice. It is always positive, correct. It will always be positive 1. So, every element in the second group will always have a valency of 2, right? And this valency will always be positive. So, accordingly, this will be 3, right? So, we don't need to care about these elements, okay? These elements are not there in the syllabus, and you'll not need this even in class 12th, okay? So, these elements are not required. So, I mean, not this calcium. So, this part. So, within this one, so you don't need to be by heart with all these elements. You don't need to remember them by heart. So, this is not required. Only till calcium. Calcium is the point where you need to know almost everything, okay? So, this is very important till calcium. So, hydrogen, helium, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, 20 is the maximum you should know, okay? So, accordingly, if we go to the second group, or the valency of these elements, all these elements will be 2 and it will be positive 2, right? Now, I've told you again, I've told you like previously, you can name this as 3A, this as 4A, this as 5A, this has 6A, this has 7A, and this has 8A, okay? So, this is 1A, this is 2A, okay? Now, so 1A, group number 1A will have valency 1, group number 2A will have valency 2, group number 3A will have valency 3, group number 4A will have valency 4, group number 5A will have valency of 3 now. Okay, so nothing can go over 4, valency cannot go over 4, valency will maximum be capped out at 4, after that it will decrease again. So now what is the difference between this valency 3 and this valency 3, can you tell me? So the group 3A, the boron element, yes exactly, so this will be positive, this will be negative. So this 5A will have valency 3, 6A will have valency 2, 7A will have valency 1, and 8A will have valency 0, because valency 0 means it has no ability to give or share or accept electrons. It cannot give or it cannot accept electrons, which means these elements are totally non-reactive. Okay, these are non-reactive. So this is the valency 1 signifies the element can either gain one or lose one, right? So sodium will have valency 1, also fluorine will have valency 1, right? So the difference between these two is sodium being a metal, sodium can lose an electron, and fluorine being a non-metal, it will gain an electron. Okay, so valency range that we should know as a 9th standard student and even a 10th and 12th standard student will be 1 to 4, right? And it'll never exceed 4. Valency will always be less than or equal to 4. Okay, it will not go greater than 4. So valency can be 1, 2, 3, 4 and not more than that. That is the end of the thing. So it should be till 4 only, right? So you should be aware about what is groups and what is periods. So this will come later on in some other chapter, but for now you should know about what these mean. Okay, so group means the one that is vertical. So vertical ones are called the groups. So vertical ones are called the groups, and horizontal ones are called the periods, right? So, and you need to know this naming as well. So 1A, 2A, that becomes very easy because now you can easily find the valency. So 1A, 2A, 3A got in. Those 3A will have valency 3, 4A will have valency 4. Now you know valency will never exceed 4. So after that it will keep on decreasing. So after 4, valency will be 3, then again 2, then 1, then 0. Okay, so it's better if you understand this way: 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A. So that is how you name the group. That will be easier to remember the valency. Okay, so this is about valency. So till calcium, it is utmost important to remember the valency of each and every element. So it is very simple. So we know that every element in this group, first group will have valency 1. So hydrogen will have valency 1, lithium also 1, sodium also 1, potassium also 1. We know every element in this group will have valency 2. So beryllium 2, magnesium 2, calcium 2. We know every element in this group will have valency 3, so 3 boron and aluminum, 4 silicon, 4 carbon, 4 silicon, then 4, after 4 it will decrease, 3 nitrogen, 3 phosphorus, 2 oxygen, 2 sulfur, 1 fluorine, 1 chlorine, 0 helium, 0 neon, 0 argon. So till 20 it's absolutely important to remember the valencies. Okay, you should be absolutely aware of all the valency, all the numbers, and also be aware of which one is plus and which one is negative. So it becomes very important to know why this 2 is different from this 2, why the valency of beryllium being 2 is different from valency of oxygen, which is also 2. Okay, that also becomes very important, so you should be aware of these things. Okay, so this is the first part of the chapter, I think. Let me check what's there more. Then we have crisscross method we need to study, writing a chemical formula. So now the next topic is writing a chemical formula. How do we write a chemical formula from the elements? So for example, if I say I have sodium chloride, so sodium, sodium, chloride, sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is basically the salt that we eat. Okay, so the salt that we consume, that we put in all vegetables and all those things. So salt Americanza, that is sodium chloride. Now first we need to know how do we represent sodium. So let's go back to the periodic table and try to find where sodium is. So this is sodium, is correct. So sodium is Na. So we represent sodium as Na. How do we represent chloride or chlorine? So chloride is a derivative of chlorine. So how do we represent chlorine? Chlorine is denoted by capital C and small letter L. So it is here. Yeah, capital letter C, small letter L. Capital letter C, small letter L. Now, how to write the formula? What will be the formula? Now what we do is we write the valency of sodium. What is the valency of sodium? What is the valency of sodium? It is here. No? 1. Valency of sodium is 1. What is the valency of chlorine? So this is 7A. This is 6A. This is 5A. This is 4A. This is 3A. So valency is 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. So valency of chlorine is also 1. So valency of chlorine is 1 as well. So now you don't need to consider plus and minus. So what you do is you just crisscross it. So give this number to sodium, give this number to chlorine. So Na gets 1, chlorine also gets 1. So you can easily write it as Na and Cl only. You don't need to write 1 and 1. So 1 you don't need to write. Anything above 1 you have to write. So this is how you write sodium chloride. Na sodium, Cl chloride. So this is sodium chloride. Now let's say another compound. Let's say magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride. So how do we write magnesium? So magnesium is somewhere here, Mg. Okay, so magnesium is Mg. So we know chloride is Cl. So what is the valency of magnesium? What is the valency of magnesium? Yeah. What? 2. Valency of magnesium is 2. So valency of chlorine is 1. We already did it. So what we do is we crisscross it. We give 1 to magnesium, 2 to chlorine. We have Mg1 Cl2. You don't need to write this 1. So you just write MgCl2. So this is how you write magnesium chloride. Okay, so is this method easy? The only difficult thing is you will not be provided with the periodic table in the exam. Okay, you will not be given this periodic table. You will have to know the valency of each and everything. It is totally mandatory to know at least the valency till calcium. It is totally important. You have to know it anyhow. Okay, we'll do some more examples. Let's see what we have in the book. So we have sodium chloride, calcium sulfate, calcium, hydrogen, sulfate. We have lead chloride, manganese chloride. So, do you have your book open, like in front of you? Okay. Okay. So, open this chapter, language of chemistry. Then there is a page, like second page or third page of the chapter. Third page of the chapter, you have valency chart. Did you find it?
Page number?
I don't know the page number. It's just in the third page of the chapter. So open the chapter. Third page, there is valency chart. There is the entire page. Sorry. Okay. So what you need to do is by Monday, you should know. You see that monovalent elements, right? So something is written as monovalent elements. Can you see that? Monovalent elements on it.
Electron negative. Monovalent, electropositive, electronegative.
Okay, yes, exactly. Monovalent electropositive and monovalent electronegative. So you need to remember like every element. So monovalent भनेको चाहिँ every element has a valency 1. So everything under monovalent means every element has a valency of 1. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. So monovalent element means valency of 1. Okay, divalent means a valency of 2. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. Monovalent is valency 1, divalent is valency 2. Okay, now your homework, you need to remember by Monday. Okay, you need to remember all the elements in the monovalent and divalent columns for negative and positive radicals. So you need to remember the elements in the monovalent column for the negative and positive, and divalent column for negative and positive. That's it. You need to remember all these. So divalent भन्ने बित्तिकै everything has a valency of 2. के भने भाइ?
Monovalent, divalent मात्रै.
Yes, monovalent र divalent मात्रै, तर both positive and negative. Okay, so you have to remember these. No need to remember everything. Okay, just try to remember like at least 20 total, 20 in total. Okay, don't remember everything. It'll be a burden. Just remember 20. So I'll give you like examples. Which one? Potassium, sodium, hydrogen, ammonium. Then we have chloride, bromide, iodide, hydroxide, nitrite, nitrate, then calcium, magnesium, zinc, and nickel. Then sulfite, sulfide, carbonate, and oxide. These things only. You remember only these things. Okay, did you mark it? Potassium, sodium, lithium.
नम्बर भन्नु सही.
के भन्नु नम्बर साइडको मतलब?
होइन, पोटासियमको साइडमा हुन्छ नि 1 2.
ल मेरोमा त छैन नम्बर. के 1 प्लस भएको. पोटासियम, सोडियम, lithium Li, hydrogen H, ammonium NH4, chloride Cl, bromide Br, chloride, bromide, then iodide, I.
Chloride is
Negative ions monovalent में हुन्छ chloride.
okay.
Chloride, bromide,
Okay.
iodide, hydroxide, nitrite, nitrate.
Nitrate.
दुईटै both.
Nitrate.
Both.
Okay.
Then valency 2 divalent positive. Calcium, magnesium, zinc, and nickel. Now valency 2 divalent negative. Sulfite,
Sulfite.
both तीनटै sulfite, sulfate, sulfide, all three. Carbonate and oxide. Okay, so these things you need to remember. So after you remember all these things, we'll do the crisscross wala thing in detail. So I just gave you an introduction how to do the crisscross wala. So if you have anything like magnesium chloride, just write magnesium, then we write chloride. Chloride is basically a derivative of chlorine. So valency of magnesium is 2, valency of chlorine is 1. So then we crisscross, give this 1 from chlorine to magnesium, give the 2 from magnesium to chlorine, and write the formula. So Mg1Cl2, and we don't need to write this one, just write MgCl2. This will be the formula of the compound. So now after you remember at least the ones that I gave you, the positive and negative ions and their valency, at least the ones that I gave you, will be able to complete almost every question from this chapter. We can find the chemical formula of almost every compound from this chapter. It's very, very simple. Like for example, I'll give you an example. Okay, so there is a compound given in your book called there is the thing, so it's given as sodium nitrate. So a compound in your book is given as sodium nitrate, SODIUM, sodium nitrate. Now I want you to refer to the book and tell me how to write sodium.
Sodium.
Yes, how to write sodium?
Na.
Correct. Nitrate, find where nitrate is.
Nitrate.
Yes. Nitrate will be in, yes, nitrate. Nitrate, TRATE. NO?
NO3.
NO3. Now tell me, what is the valency of sodium?
Na1.
1, correct. What is the valency of NO3? What?
3.
No. Where is NO3 located? Is it in monovalent or divalent or trivalent? Where is it? So what is monovalent? What is the valency? 1. So crisscross it. Give this to Na. Give this to NO3. So we get Na1, NO3, 1. But we don't need to write this one. So it is NaNO3. This is how you do. There's one more. I'll give you one more example from the book, and I'll see whether you can find it in your thing or not. Calcium hydroxide. So we have calcium hydroxide.
Ca2.
So how do you write calcium?
Ca2.
No need to write 2. Just we just need the element form. We don't need to write Ca2 or CO3. Just write Ca. Hydroxide. OH, correct. So what is the valency of calcium?
1.
No.
2.
2. It's in divalent. OH. 1. So crisscross. Give the 1 to calcium, 2 to hydroxide. So we get Ca1, then bracket my OH, then we get 2 to the entire OH. So now we don't need to write this 1. So we get CaOH 2. So this is calcium hydroxide. Bracket, because this 2 is for both hydrogen and oxygen. So if I just write CaOH 2, so this 2 will be only for hydrogen. Okay. So I want to give the 2 to both hydrogen and oxygen. So that's why I put a bracket and 2. So this 2 represents for both hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So it becomes like a cakewalk if you remember all the elements, how to write them, and the valency. So I'll not take class tomorrow, and day after I'll take a test tomorrow. Okay. So Monday I want you to remember these things. If you don't even remember, just write it somewhere in a paper. Okay. So whenever I ask you, just refer to it quick and just tell me the values. So after practicing a lot, you'll remember it by yourself. Okay. अहिले by heart गर्नु केही पोइन्टै छैन. So once we practice a lot of questions regarding this, we'll be like thorough with the valencies and all those things. Okay. So your task for Monday is to at least try to study or remember few. Okay. So that's it for today. If you have any doubts, let me know.